Hey guys, Sean T. Phillips here with our brand new DVD Blu-ray Tuesday shopping video today. They're going to go out, see what things came out today, see what things are on sale. Also, if you guys haven't seen it yet, check out the link I'm going to post below for the on-set video with me, Danny, and Luna Meow on the set of Things 4. I feel like the video, it's like a really funny video. There's some really funny stuff that happened in it. So definitely check out that video below if you guys have not seen that yet. Also, at the end of this video, going to have a couple new DVD and Blu-ray reviews, as well as an unboxing from HBO of a Funko Pop. So we're going to take a look at that as well at the end of the video after the reviews. But anyway though guys, let's get going and see what we can find today. Into Target we go. And one of the big things that came out today was, Sing, and they have in here, it looks like their version just comes with a, like $1 off, some kind of food type thing, but I don't think they have any, like, specific editions of that one, Target only ones, at least as far as I can tell. Let me see on the other side. They do have, like, this, that you can get, the little, one of the characters from the film for $10, or, with the purchase of the DVD or Blu-ray. So, actually, it's $1.99 when you buy Sing, so it's only $1.99 when you get it separately. But yeah, I don't see any specific editions of that one that are Target only ones. But I saw this one in theaters, and I actually thought this was actually a pretty fun movie. And I think it was probably a little bit better than The Secret Life of Pets, because it was one of those ones from the trailer. I didn't know if I was going to like it or not, and it actually really did surprise me. It actually was a pretty fun movie, though. And over here in the section, though, the other things that came out today, I'm going to have a review of this one at the end of this video, was, Assassin's Creed on here, and they have, the Blu-ray, and they also have the 3D edition of that one. The 3D edition is, $24.99. The regular edition is, $19.99, and then they have the 4K edition. This other one came out today, this Ben Affleck movie, Live by Night, which I think I will have a review of this one soon. Let me know how this one was, though. I kind of heard some, like, mixed reviews on this one, and this one I talked about in my last update. The movie that James Franco directed, In Dubious Battle, but the one film that he directed I can't wait to see is the movie, about the making of The Room. That one, I heard it got really, really great reviews at South by Southwest, so that's one, really can't wait to see that one. Into the pawn shop we go. Well, it looks like in here they've got in a bunch of different new things, so I'm gonna have to look through here, and a lot of different TV they seem to have gotten the last, I think they've been in here maybe like a month or so ago, but seems to be a lot more in here. So I have to look through all this. This is funny to see in here. This one I think went out of print. I think it's like $20 or $15 for that. I do have this one. It's another weird one to see, this Walking Dead Steelbook one. I don't know if this was one of the ones that was like a Bestbuy one. This is the 6th season of that one. Well, I didn't get to show much in there, but I actually did get 2 things in there. They were only $1 each. And this one, which a movie called Killer Instinct, which is like some movie that I never saw. I think it's from like 2000. It's like an old like Trimark release, with Corbin Burnson and D. Wallace Stone. Like I said, it sounded kind of interesting. Like people like, I don't know, like this haunted asylum thing, for $1. Like I said, it was one I never saw. And this other one that has a bunch of people in it, Matt Dillon, Mickey Rourke, Nicolas Cage, and this Francis Ford Coppola movie that he directed, which I never even heard of this movie. And I think it's from like 82. It's a really early movie. I never saw this movie called Rumblefish. Like I said, this was only $1 as well, but like if you guys have seen this one, let me know. Like I don't think I've ever even heard of this movie, but it looked kind of interesting though. But like I looked through everything else though. They got tons of stuff. Sorry I couldn't show a lot in there though. There was a lot of music and stuff. But they actually got in probably 3 times the amount of stuff that were in there the last time I was there, but it sort of seems like, it's been picked through, and they might check stuff online, because I haven't found any really, really rare stuff in there recently. There's a lot of TV, but no real rare stuff or anything TV-wise, or things I'm always looking for, those Unsolved Mysteries ones. Those are the real impossible TV things to come across. Into the Goodwill we go. And that's kind of an obscure thing to come in here, to see in here, a Little Britain, the complete 1st and 2nd season. This, I think, is probably one of my all-time favorite, sketch comedy shows ever. This is probably, if you guys have never seen this show, it's, absolutely amazing, but definitely a really, kind of a weird thing to come across in here. You don't really see these too often in here, or really anywhere. I even did a version of this on HBO, which people didn't like it as much when they came to America and did it all in American. They had American accents, but I kind of like that one as well. But definitely an amazing, ridiculous, over-the-top show. And the other one they did, Come Fly With Me, which was all set in an airport. That was another one I really loved. It's a weird knockoff of that Aquamarine movie, but it's 3 mermaids instead of 1. That's a very weird Aquamarine knockoff kind of movie here. This one seems to have a couple different things that I haven't seen in, you know, Goodwills and stuff like that in the past. Like this is a kind of a weird like show here, Hunter, the complete second season. I don't think I've ever seen this one, but it's another like, oh, they have the first season of it as well. But these are definitely kind of, I don't feel like I come across these ones very often in here. But it seems to be, like I said, a couple different things in this location in here. I think I found one or two things in this one in the past as well. Into the quality resale thrift store we go. It's funny, in here they have all these old trading cards in here, like New Kids on the Block ones, Baywatch. These are kind of weird ones. I remember as a kid getting these New Kids on the Block one. I don't know why, I really remember these. And they have this thing here, which is like the wrap pack. It's only $5, this giant thing of all these cards. It's got like Kid and Play on it, and you know, Salt and Pepper and Iced Tea, and that's kind of cool. And then these ones, I remember getting these as a kid too, these Dick Tracy ones. It's funny they have all these things in here. And this thing, which is like all like soap opera cards, the soaps of ABC featuring All My Children. These are really interesting things in here. This other one, battle cards, like a fantasy kind of game thing. And then this Superstars one. I remember all these. These were like, you know, music people and stuff like that. And then they have this Baywatch one. These are kind of cool to see all these things in here. And this other New Kids on the Block one as well. You can get the whole set of them. That's kind of funny. But we'll look in here though and see movie-wise, you know, what's different. But still, these are kind of cool to come across in here. This many. They must have bought some kind of a storage locker or something that had tons of these things in it. But that's kind of funny. But we'll look through here and see, you know, what's different wise in here. You know, in this place too, like all the DVDs are $2.99 or 4 for $10. I think I was in here probably like a month or so ago. I try and come here like every so often just to see, because they do change it out. Like I said, the other place, the pawn shop, definitely had more stuff, but a lot of just common kind of things. It's kind of weird, like a watch Nancy Drew. Oh, it's a Nancy Drew game on the Leapfrog thing. I don't even think that system exists anymore. But we'll look through here and see if there's anything in here interesting or different today. And I found one out of print thing in here. I'm not sure this is one that I'm not interested in though. It goes for like $26. This one called the Viking Queen. If you guys know anything about this one though, let me know, you know, how this one is. But it's an Anchor Bay one. But I'm trying not to get stuff, you know, if it's something I feel like I might not watch right away or watch for a long time and stuff like that. You know, it's like when it comes to out of print, I kind of just sort of want to get it, you know, if it's something that I know I'm gonna, you know, watch, as opposed to just something just to get, because I don't really, you know, do any of that selling it online or anything. Here's a weird bootleg of Boogie Nights, like a really, really bad bootleg. They always have a lot of bootlegs in here, though. You have to really look, because, like, here's some more bootlegs, like Stop Loss. There's another one right here. You can always tell, too, from the definition of the cover and just, like, how badly scanned it looks. And these are weird things. I think I remember these, like, as a kid or something. These, like, Bill Clinton things. I don't know what they were. They were some kind of, like, parody thing or something. I don't remember what these were, but I remembered seeing these. I don't know what year these came out. 94. Yeah, they really have that, like, 1994 look. Into Walmart we go. And in Walmart, they have these exclusive editions of, you know, Sing, which comes with, like, it's like all this different stuff in here, like, these, like, collectible cards things here, like the Blu-ray, and these, like, 7 character cards that are in here. So, like, these are, like, the character cards that are in here. So that's kind of a cool one here. That one is $22.96. The regular price for the Blu-ray without this edition here is, you know, $19.99. You know, they do have the 4K one here as well for $25.96. I heard some, like, mixed opinions on the picture of the 4K. Some people said it was, like, wasn't that great 4K, like from some of the reviews that I read. They also have this one here too for Assassin's Creed, which is this comes with an exclusive t-shirt in here, limited edition t-shirt in here. That's one of the, you know, only at Walmart editions of that one. And some of the other ones that came out today was this one, you know, Kind of Murder, which I reviewed this one in the last video. Their edition here comes with a DVD and a Blu-ray in here, so that's kind of funny. I think that's probably the only place you can get it if you want the DVD and the Blu-ray in the same pack. So I got the yogurt I normally get on Tuesdays. You know, the two movies that I saw this weekend, you know, was the Belko experiment and, you know, Beauty and the Beast. You know, Beauty and the Beast, I think, like, broke records for the amount of money it made, like 300-something million worldwide or something. It actually really was pretty good. I actually really did like it a lot. You know, it was one of those movies, you know, you do kind of shed a few tears to it. It was very similar, though, to the cartoon. It was really, they added a couple new songs and stuff to it. The only thing I will say, you know, and some people said it as well, the CGI on the Beast character, I don't know why it was done with, you know, CGI for the Beast character, because, like, I feel like I could have done it with makeup and, you know, then they could have enhanced it in the computer, but that was the only thing about it that I didn't care that much for. It didn't, like, ruin the movie or anything. I really did like it a lot. The Belko experiment, though, I absolutely love that movie. You know, it's not at all perfect, like a really great movie or anything, but I love the concept of these people who are working in this building in the middle of Columbia, and they're all, like, they don't even really know what their job is. It's like trying to, like, get people to sign up for something. It's a really weird kind of pointless type job they have, and all of a sudden, though, they get locked in the building and they're forced to, like, kill each other. Like, well, if you don't kill this many people in this amount of time, you're gonna, you know, and then we'll kill these people, and they have something on their neck that blows up if they don't do it. It's very much like Battle Royale, you know, mixed with, like, Cube and that kind of feel. It had that, and mixed with the Hunger Games, it had that kind of feel to it. But, you know, it had a lot of really great character actors in it too, that, like, people that I recognize from lots of different stuff. Michael Rooker, he was in the movie, but I really like that one. Let me know below, you know, what you guys thought of both those movies, you know, this weekend, or which ones you got to see. Into Best Buy we go. And in here they have this, and I'm pretty certain this is the exclusive version of here, the exclusive, you know, Steelbook edition of, you know, Sing in here, and this one's, you know, $25.99, so it's pretty much the exact same price, exactly the same price as the standard 4K edition of that one. It's pretty cool they're doing, like, these Steelbooks a lot lately for the 4K versions, but like I said, it doesn't show on their exclusive, but I'm pretty much 100% certain, though, that that is exclusive one to here, and they even have a thing in here, you know, like a pre-order thing here, like telling people about, you know, Rogue One coming out. I'm pretty sure they're going to have some exclusive editions of that one as well. And they have in here, though, an exclusive edition of Assassin's Creed on here, you know, the only Best Buy Steelbook edition of that one on 4K. So that's a really pretty cool, you know, image on that one. And then over here in the section, the thing I showed in Walmart, you know, the Indubious Battle, they have the Blu-ray edition of that one in here with the DVD as well for $13.99. And then, like I showed in the front of the store, the Assassin's Creed, you know, only at Best Buy Steelbook here. And then the Sing, and like I said, it doesn't show on here the sticker, but I'm pretty much, you know, 100% certain this is, you know, an only at Best Buy Steelbook edition of that one. And they have a number of 4Ks on sale in here. Like they have, I never know how to say this one right. I think it's Cesario for $14.99, Lucy for $14.99 for the 4K, Oblivion $14.99. So these are actually really, really low prices for 4K. And I actually like Lucy. I know this had, like, some mixed opinions, but I really like that. And then I think they had one other one on sale for $14.99, like the Hunger Games. And that looks like the main ones. Oh yeah, and Expendables 3. One thing I noticed in here today, though, is it's very sparse. Like, there's a lot of, like, empty spaces in here today. I don't know if they're getting ready to, like, change out the sections or something, but it seems to me like just, like, the sections today are extremely sparse and picked over. See, like, even over here is a lot of empty spaces and stuff in here. So I don't know what that's about, but that's one thing I noticed is a lot of empty spots. See, like, over here you can really see it. Like, so like I said, I don't know if they're going to be changing some things out, if the sections are getting ready to change out the titles or something, but, like, definitely very sparse and picked over today. Well, that's all for this DVD Blu-ray Tuesday shopping video today. Like I always say, guys, enjoy these videos. Definitely give this video a thumbs up. Now, stay tuned now for a couple new DVD and Blu-ray reviews, and then as well as, you know, an unboxing of something from HBO, you know, a Funko Pop. And the first one I got from Arrow Video is from their Arrow Academy line. It's a really interesting documentary called The Creeping Garden. This is about something I knew nothing about, like a weird type of substance that grows out in the woods, like a mold spur thing called slime mold. And in here, there's some pictures of it. And it's like this, like I said, it's like this really odd stuff that grows out like between rocks and like out in like the middle of the woods. And it's like a really hard thing to find. And it's something that like really no one studies. And it's like a real fringe thing that no scientist really, it's just not a huge thing. So there's like a kind of a real underground thing with this. And the whole documentary is done with like this kind of cool, like kind of horror synth kind of music under it. And they even have the soundtrack of it in here, the score to the movie. But it's basically, though, a documentary following these kind of fringe scientists, following this, you know, slime mold, like I said, that's kind of underground and not really talked about too much. It's this kind of weird growth that grows out in the woods that, and like I said, it kind of moves on its own. own, and they even have like scientists that do stuff where they like put it inside of like a kind of like a maze that like a mouse or a rat would go into, and they kind of show how the mold will like make its way through the maze and find its way through like the maze and everything. And they have even people who do like kind of artwork with it, where they do kind of like time-lapse photos and things like that of it like moving and the movement of the slime mold. And they even talk on here too about the early days of time-lapse photography and have some like the earliest footage of time-lapse. So that was kind of cool to see. But like basically though, the slime mold will like move in all these ways, and they do this time-lapse showing how it moves and how it grows and how it kind of like has a mind of its own and stuff. Like I said, it's a really, really weird subject and like something I never knew anything about whatsoever. But they actually made this be a really cool, interesting documentary and gave it like a creepy feel to it too, with the music and stuff. And it really like feels like a horror documentary, but even though it's like about a serious type thing like this mold, it just like seems like it's like The Stuff or something. Like I don't know, I really like this documentary. Like I said, I knew nothing about this one, and it's cool too they included in here the soundtrack, you know, the score for the movie as well. But really, really like this one a lot here. The next one here from Lionsgate is a film called Arsenal, and this is from the director of Stephen C. Miller, who directed the Silent Night, Deadly Night remake, a bunch of different movies recently. I believe he's directing the new Escape Plan film, Escape Plan 2. And this movie, it's basically though about these two brothers, and like the beginning of the movie though, it's like set like when they were kids, and the one brother ends up, stumbling into this kind of like crime activity that's going on with Nicolas Cage's character, and he like is killing this guy, and then it and the kid sees this, and then Nicolas Cage like says, "Oh, you're not gonna say anything," and stuff like that. And it cuts to years later, and the one brother is like really doing well for himself and has things figured out, but the other brother, who kind of witnessed what Nicolas Cage did and the crime stuff, he's now kind of like trying to keep his life together. Things are kind of messed up for him, and then something ends up happening, and he ends up basically getting kidnapped by Nicolas Cage's character, because he kind of he was kind of like in the business and working with him, like after what he witnessed and all the crime stuff, he kind of started working with him, and because something went wrong, like this bad stuff that he was up to went wrong, Nicolas Cage has kind of kidnapped him, and his brother, who, is kind of the one who is like, has his life together, never got into the crime, never got into all this kind of bad stuff, has to try and like rescue his brother and try and save him from all this stuff that's going on. And there's all this and Nicolas Cage too plays this crazy, heinous type character, and he has kind of like I think it was like a rubber nose or something. He had this like really like crazy look to him, the way they gave him in this movie. And there's like these scenes too when they were like, if he was doing bad things, like he was like killing somebody, stuff, that they would like slow it down in this crazy level. Like he played, like I said, this like crazy, like ruthless, over the top kind of character in this. I don't know, I really liked what he did, and it was like just like he always like brings like these kind of crazy characters to life and stuff. And if you know Nicolas Cage, like he always like brings it with it, and has like these really quirky kind of quirks that he has with the characters and everything. And it's no different with this movie. It definitely has that real quirky weirdness to the character, but yet being like real ruthless. But like I said, I really like this one a lot. It's got John Cusack in this one as well. It has on here though a commentary track with the director, a featurette in the movie, and then some cast and crew interviews on this. The next one, and this is one that I really like this movie, and I heard a lot of good things about this. And I know Annette Bening was up for I think she had a Academy Award nomination. I'm pretty certain though she had a Golden Globe as well. And this movie is called 20th Century Woman, 20th Century Women, and it's starring Annette Bening, Elle Fanning, and Greta Gerwig, and she was in like that Todd Solondz movie Wiener Dog, and a couple other movies recently. She was actually really good in this movie. Everybody did such a great job. And this is basically, though, about Annette Bening trying to raise her son, because she's kind of a single mother because her husband left her years back, so she's been raising her son, and the son is now like a teenager, and it's kind of like he's kind of like at the awkward stage of his life, and he's good friends with Elle Fanning's character in the movie, and he's kind of like really likes her, and she's kind of like always hanging out with him and spending the night and stuff, but they're not together, but he really likes her, and it also deals with like the mother kind of like telling her to kind of help the son, help him out, and help him to kind of become a better man and stuff by like talking to them and like about how to treat women and stuff. And Greta Gerwig's character is like living at the house as well. She's like renting out one of the rooms, and it's kind of like this, like their friendship and like the kind of stuff that they go through. And it also deals with you know, Annette Bening's character trying to find like a kind of like dating life and that kind of stuff as well. The thing that I loved in this movie was it definitely had that American Beauty type feel to it, because I think it had, in my opinion, one or two of the best narration uses I've seen in like probably ever. There's like just a couple of these things when they were talking about, oh, when I did this, like kind of like narration talking about things that were going to happen in the future and points and stuff like that. And those sequences were so well done. That was some of my favorite stuff in this movie. This is a movie too, like, it was one of those ones where after you thought about it, it was one of those movies you really, really kept thinking about it. It had that 6 Feet Under kind of feel too. I like this one a lot. A24 produced this movie. I really always like A24's movies. They always really put out really cool stuff. This movie has on here the commentator track with the director and the making of the film as well. The next one here from Fox, and this is the Assassin's Creed, which I actually never played the video game, so I don't know too much about how different this movie is from the actual video game and how if things were changed around a whole lot. But this is essentially though about Michael Fassbender's character, who's in jail. He's getting put to death. He's on death row, and when he gets executed, he ends up basically waking up in this kind of hospital-like setting. He's like, "What's going on?" And they're like, "Oh, well, you're back to life now, and in this weird facility where they do kind of like tests on people, and they basically put them into like almost like something like kind of like the Matrix, where they kind of like put them into this thing in the back of their neck, and it's basically they're trying to harness like the memories of their past lives and like the people that are kind of like related to them. So they kind of like are, Michael Fassbender's character basically in his bloodline was this kind of warrior type character, and I think he was in like the year like 13 to 1400, and it's kind of like they're putting him through this system and trying to, he basically goes into the memories of his past relative and kind of is witnessing things and seeing things, and they're trying to kind of find out the secrets and stuff like that of the past. Some of the movie too, like when it was kind of like the facility he was in and stuff, was kind of reminding me like a little bit of like Alien 3 a little bit. In some weird way, it kind of had that kind of feel a little bit, like the kind of facility that he was in, kind of mixed with Gattaca as well. This was kind of interesting. Like I said though, I never, played the games or anything, so I really don't know how similar it was and how different it was to the actual games. But I know Michael Fassbender did a really good job in this one. Jeremy Irons is also in this film. It has on here though a bunch of different features. I think it had like an hour worth of behind the scenes making ofs and all kind of stuff on the stunts and all this stuff. Because this one of those movies too. One thing I was reading, it has one of like the biggest like free fall jumps like in like film history. This huge jump that they had in the movie, off of a building ledge. Has on here as well a commentary with Justin Kurzel, deleted scenes on here, so a bunch of different features on this one, but pretty cool movie though. The next one here, this is from Olive Films. This is a movie from 1975, and I don't know if this was a TV film or not. It's a movie called Juan Tan Tan, the dog who saved Hollywood, and it's got Bruce Dern in this movie, Art Carney, and it's basically one of those movies that has like tons and tons of like old stars from like the years back, like the 20s, 30s, 40s, like lots of stars making cameos and stuff in this one. That was kind of like when I was looking into the trailer and like reading about this one. That was kind of like how the movie was like pitched on. Everyone kind of remembers this for all the cameos and stuff. And it's one of these kind of crazy dog movies, but it's kind of done like in a spoof form. And it's kind of like this dog who becomes like super famous and, in Hollywood. It's kind of about the dog making these movies and the dog's love life and going on like interview shows and getting interviewed. And it's done basically like the dog is kind of almost like treated like a human in some of this movie. Like I said, it's like a real parody and a parody of like Hollywood too in the 20s and 30s and all that kind of stuff. I always like these kind of dog movies, and it's like a really early Bruce Dern movie. Terry Gare is also in this, who is in Tootsie. Like a really early film for her as well. She has a small part in this movie. But there's just lots and lots of different cameos and stuff like that of people in this movie. But just a fun, like weird, I feel like one that probably not a lot of people have seen. And I don't know if it ever had like a release in the past or not. And the, really good picture quality in this one as well. But like I said, this one is Juan Tan Tan, the dog who saved Hollywood. And the next one here from Cult Epics is a movie called Mondo Weirdo, which is a very, very strange, out there, real experimental movie, but really cool. I really like the music in this as well. This really crazy type music. It was kind of reminded me too of the music that Simon Boswell did in Shallow Grave, and it also had the music feel a little bit, and these were ones that came a little after that, but like a Freeway. like the opening theme to Freeway a little bit. This is kind of, I'm not trying to explain this one as like clean as I can. It's a very odd concept, but it's basically about this girl who is in the shower and she has her period and she's like seeing blood, and from seeing the blood she's having these weird type of like kind of like fantasies and weird thoughts and going through all these kind of weird like realities and things in her mind, and she's like seeing these people like together at this club and then like sleeping together at this club, and then she's having these weird like thoughts and fantasies of that, and she's having like fantasies of like drinking people's bloods and, you know, killing people and like all these type of weird things that she's watching and looking at people's windows all over this kind of weird type of music and this out there kind of like filming and everything. And it's like it definitely though is more of an adult movie though, so keep that in mind. But like, and it was from like, I think this was from 1990, so it has that kind of weird vibe. This is also a real limited edition. It's like they only made 2,000 copies of this one. It also has on here like the uncut version of the director's first film, Vampiros Sexos, as well, and that one's only on a DVD though, because there was like no HD version of that. But the first movie though, Mondo Weirdo, is in HD. Really great transfer in this movie. Like, it's just a really out there weird movie, kind of like that Valerie and the Week of Wonders a little bit. Like, it's just like a seriously weird out there. And even though it was nothing like it, I was thinking of Necromantic a little bit too. I don't know that this company released that movie as well. I liked it though, but it was like exceptionally strange and exceptionally weird movie. But like really good, you know, new transfer in here. They cleaned this up really well, and it has on here though a one of the things that's a limited edition to this is it comes with the soundtrack to both the films, as well as the short that was on here. It also has making ofs on the films as well. But I like this one. Like, keep in mind, like I said, it's more adult, but still really interesting movie here, though. Anyway, though, guys, that's all for the review portion of this video. Like I always say, guys, if you enjoy these videos, definitely give this video a thumbs up. Thanks again for watching and subscribing. I'll see you guys later. Bye. And well, actually, before we go, I have an unboxing here of a thing that I got sent from HBO to open up. This has to do with the show Silicon Valley, and this is going to be like a Funko Pop. I know that's one of the things that's in here that they have available exclusively. I'm going to put a link for where you guys can get it. But this one that came in here was Martin Starr's character from the show. But there's a number of other Funko Pops available as well for this. This is kind of cool. I always think of him from, you know, Freaks and Geeks and the Judd Apatow films. The other thing in here is a mug, and I don't know the show too well. I've seen like a couple episodes of it, but I think this is like the factory that they work in, like the office building that they work in. You know, I know Mike Judd tried to do it with one hand here, but this is the mug here. It's real wrapped up. Let's see if I can get it. Let's see the mug here. Here's the mug. Pied Piper, like I said, I believe this is the company that they work for there. It says Silicon Valley, so that's pretty cool. And I know the other thing under here is a t-shirt for, you know, the company Pied Piper, so that's pretty cool, that thing there. And then the last thing in here is a, oh, that's cool, like a little mouse pad, or actually a pretty big mouse pad, you know, Pied Piper Silicon Valley. Like I said, though, I'm going to put a link, though, for where you guys can get this Funko Pop. But that's a pretty cool thing, but just like wanted to give you guys a little look at this one here.